Guys, welcome to another episode of the Casual Fans Podcast, hosted by myself, Fred Grin.
Me, Cam King.
And today, mind your fucking P's and Q's around me.
You go, mate.
We are joined by our lovely friend and very annoying person that we love dearly. He's quite short. He's quite smart. Not really.
What do you mean? I'm very intelligent.
And he always has dead haircuts. Nathan PT, how are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, boys. Nice to see you after a while, isn't it?
Mate, you're fresh. You're fresh off the plane.
Yeah, literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Careful for the race.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I was going to say boat then. I was like,
exactly.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Hold on a minute. Okay, well, yeah, not that sort of friendship.
Come back from Bali, Thursday?
Thursday.
Straight on with the boys.
Yeah, so today's Saturday, just by the way.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
So we'll come out during the week.
Like that.
Just come out next week, probably. Yeah. So, mate, how you feeling? You good to be back? Is it like a happy to be here kind of thing, or is it like a reluctantly come back?
Nah, I think if I could have chosen anywhere in the world to be this Christmas, it would have been at home, but other situations would have meant that I'd need to be elsewhere. Like, obviously, my goal was to get back to Australia, but I only had my visa inside of Australia available till the end of the month. So that's why I was pining to go back there so quickly.
Yeah. Right, so just to kind of clarify quickly, Nathan is a friend of ours from Australia, so all three of us were mates over in that side of the world.
It's what?
Free rejects now.
Yeah, and we're part of the Daly Street and the Waverley Street Massive. We were enemies for a little while, but yeah, we reunited like the Power Rangers, and you were still trying to get back there, is that right?
Yes.
So you say you left Australia when? Sorry.
I left in April. I didn't leave. They sort of kicked me out because they said I'd been a tourist too long, even though it's COVID, more or less the whole time that I was there. So that's a bit peak.
We were still going on holiday, so technically it wasn't wrong.
Well,
we was on jet skis.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, look. Not all of us, right? That was just you, Sam.
Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, they're cunts, they are.
Yeah, they're just. So they asked me to leave, but they said that I needed to be out of Australia for a decent amount of time before I can come back in. And then when I got that news, I was well confused by it, to be honest, because I was literally like, obviously COVID's happened. How can you not see that I've not been able to be a tourist through this time? So I thought they'd give me a bit of lenience, but I was like, whatever, I'll take what you say, and obviously I don't want to piss you off. And then when I left, I was like, right, okay, let's work out how I'm going to get back. But I think last week or the week before, got hit with a 3-year ban. Like my boy over there.
Allegedly.
Sir? No, I'm serving you.
Gang, bro. Gang.
My mum watches this podcast.
Yeah.
So you left in April, and then you've been trying to get back since then, and it's now December, and then you got the big custard pie.
Yeah, so
that's a stretch, man. That's a stretch of like efforts to try and get in the country.
Yeah, so basically, I always planned to come back June this year because one of my best mates from uni was getting married in France. So I was like, I'll go back for the wedding. And then what I didn't expect to happen was to get a missus before I left Oz. So I wanted to go back in quicker because of her. And then I engaged with a visa agent to try and get me back as quick as possible. But he applied for the wrong visa. Then he applied for the right visa, supplied the wrong documents. Then he told me to answer a question differently than I should have, which has ultimately given me the 3-year ban. So
it sounds like a dodgy geezer. Are you using dodgy blokes?
No, it was genuine. Like, he come recommended to me by a good mate. So I was
throw him under the bus. Who fucked you up?
Huh?
Who fucked you up?
No, I'm not going to throw him under the bus. It's not even. I don't even have hard feelings towards him, innit?
It sounds like he does.
He just said, no,
sound well bitter, mate.
He just said to me, like, my housemate's using this person.
Yeah,
apparently
gotcha.
He's sick, but obviously he's not. So I'm gonna have his pants down next week. I've got a call with him to get a bit of compensation. So
Yeah, 100%.
don't worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
So when that happened, when you got stuck, because a 3-year ban's fucking
Mate,
extreme, mate.
Like, as well, like the last, what is it? I think I've been outside of Oz for 8
Any
months.
danger you getting close to the mic, by the way? I'm just tearing forward. Fucking hell, you've got your own podcast, mate. I thought you used to do this.
Well, fuck me. I speak loud. I've got a deep voice. Barry White things, you get me? But yeah, I was obviously trying for 8 months to get back. Like, before I went to Australia, obviously I was proper struggling with my mental health. Went over there, then met you boys, met my other group, which now, like, I fucking love my mates from back home. Like, I absolutely love them. But also, when you grow up, you're friends with people because of the environment that you're in, and sometimes you can grow in different directions. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in Oz, I felt like I chose every single person I wanted around me.
Yeah.
So like now, it's so hard. That's why I think it's actually so hard to see people leave as well.
Oh, look, I pulled you to behave there because we chose you. You didn't choose us. We chose you.
We let you in.
Yeah,
we let you in.
Welcome.
But yeah, I think like I've chosen these people to be in my life, and they've got such importance to me because maybe they didn't realise at the time like where my headspace was, but they sort of helped me become the happiest I've been.
Yeah, cool, sure.
And then now to know that I can't see them unless they leave Australia, which I wouldn't want for anyone for 3 years, that's just like proper hard to take. Do you know what I mean? One of my best mates getting married next year. I don't know if I can go to the wedding. Like,
yeah, it's peak.
It's crazy.
Don't worry, the depression will kick in. We've been through the storm.
Yeah, but you live in the UK. I live in Bali, mate. So
So I don't really care. I don't. You get a little bit of sympathy, but because you're living in Bali,
do you know what I mean?
It's not bad.
Yeah, but you've not.
You, bro.
Yeah, but again, going out to Bali and stuff, you don't have any like ties or any connections there. You just kind of went out there just to be away from the UK. Is that right? Or
yeah. So for me, I think I set up my business to help people, but obviously, I wanted to. My highest value is to be free. Like, I just want to see as much as I can before I die. Yeah. So to experience new cultures and shit like that, like that's proper important to me.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, done now.
Yeah.
And then idiot. So swear that. So like I was just like, I come back to the UK, and the first month I was back here, so left Australia, went to Hawaii to surprise my mum and dad.
Not bad.
Then yeah, that was sick to be fair, because I didn't want to come back here. They're on holiday, and they're just thinking, "Oh shit, we want to get back because he's back."
Yeah.
So went to
They
Hawaii.
would not have been thinking
So
that,
you've
mate.
interrupted their clarting. Like, oh, son,
Mate, it's their anniversary as well. So Dad's literally thinking he's going to be slapping his balls off.
Oh,
the reality is,
hell.
the reality is,
You're in between them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, don't
Cheers,
worry.
Dad. Pay for my dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Swear down. So then, come back, and I think it was about a month I was back here, and it was nice because everyone was like, "Oh yeah, let's do stuff, whatever." Not that I need to be wanted because I'm a maverick.
Nice feeling though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's nice to just
cool, sure.
as well. Like the boys from back home, like they've all birded up now, living with their missus. So it's like rare. Obviously, I'm still in the group chat, but it's rare. Like they all go out at the weekend or whatever. So it's nice to bring them all together or whatever. Yeah. And then after a month, I was like, "Fuck, this is dead."
Yeah,
dead.
I've been hit with that disease as well. It's like the new COVID, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all your mates being married off.
And obviously in Bondi as well, it's like, ain't you married off now?
No.
All right, okay. In Bondi as well. Like
shit yourself,
you're right.
son.
You're right.
Yeah, can I carry on?
Take a breath, yeah.
Carry on now.
In Bondi, it's like, it doesn't matter if you've got a bird or what.
Nah, everyone goes out.
Everyone goes down to the beach, and then that rolls into going to Rabs or whatever. So it's like really inclusive.
Yeah.
So then after a month I was here, I was like, fuck me, this is dead. So then ended up going around Europe, obviously went to the wedding that I mentioned, and then went around Europe for a bit. And when I come back to the UK after that, I was like I'd say that's the lowest my mental health has been since I was proper battling. Like, honest to God, like, I don't know if it was because I was putting all my happiness in Australia. Yeah. My visa agent was telling me any day.
Yeah.
So you were sort of putting all your eggs into one basket. Yeah. Love Island.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that real soon as well. But
I hear you.
That's because I remember talking to you because I think I was back by that point as well, or I just got back maybe. Yeah. And I remember talking to you like, oh, how you getting on, sort of thing, how you finding it, asking for fucking tips and pointers, hoping that you were going to be positive, and you were saying, I'm banging trouble. Like
Yeah.
I don't like being here at all.
Swear down.
Yeah, and
I ain't
that's-
never. The thing with me is I'm never going to sugarcoat anything. Like I'll
Yeah.
just say how I feel. And for me, it was literally like I'd gone from creating this lifestyle that I absolutely fucking love to like coming back. Obviously grateful to my mum and dad for putting me up because they only thought I was going to be back for a little bit as well. But
Yeah.
you go back into their house, you're living by their rules. Like
Yeah.
there's no freedom. I didn't have a car over here because obviously I'd been away for 4 years. Like so it
that's
was like,
that in itself is a tough luck adjustment,
I
isn't
didn't
it?
have no like autonomy. Like it was like I was always relying on someone for something or whatever, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
That's another big thing that you kind of like create when you move abroad, isn't it? Because when you do, well, we've spoken about this loads of times before, but when you do move abroad, you're just most of the time, even if you go with a girlfriend or whatever, it's just you.
yeah,
Like
100%.
you're not taking any of that support network with you, so you learn to kind of like adapt and adjust to deal with all sorts of situations like on your own, and you know that everything that you kind of dive into, you're doing it on your ones. So coming back here and having like you say living under that roof where
Innit?
like,
My
someone
mum-
else is in
like,
control.
my mum was telling me off for the way I was doing the washing.
Yeah,
And I was just literally like, I don't mind doing washing.
What, you do your own washing?
I prefer my mum's washing, don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
yeah,
like,
obviously, yeah.
Julie's whites are whiter than white.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Genuine, I swear down. But when I come back, I was like putting a wash on. She was like, no, I'm doing that. I was literally thinking, I'm
Relax,
30
innit?
years old now.
yeah.
I can do that, but you're going to
Yeah.
do it for me. Do you know what I mean? But
I used to get the old
you
lady.
don't even make your bed, do you?
No, I do, but then the thing is, I'll do it, and it'll be wrong, and then I'll come back and it's like hoteled, pristine, ironed, like
That's unreal.
it's actually really good.
Yeah.
I don't mind
Literally,
it.
like-
I really don't mind it. I'm not mad at it.
I always
Cheers,
think that,
Mangrin.
but I'm someone.
Big up,
I'll
Mangrin.
wash my bed sheets twice a week and like make it hotel fresh because I just think,
Yeah.
how
No-
nice is that feeling every day?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
tell
no
you
one
what,
else is
though.
getting in it, so you might as well
One,
just treat us.
just on that though, I think I'm going to call bullshit, mate. All right, because you took my room when I went back
here
to
we
the
go.
UK.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you
How many
stayed
wanks-
in
how many
you
wanks
stayed
in
in
bed,
my
by the way?
place.
In his bed.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
because I was shagging.
there was absolutely zero clarting going on in that bed.
Yeah, not
But-
in your bed.
so, yeah,
When I got back, when I come back off of a fucking 23-hour flight or whatever it was, zero bed made. Not one sheet on it. Not one sheet on it.
Right, I did do you dirty there, and I felt so bad for that. But Fezzenald,
Can you just look into the camera and say, Cam, I'm sorry? Now, can you just apologise to
Cam
me? on
King,
the
I
camera?
am sorry, but Ferris, the ferret, he fucking trust me. I said to him, take Cam's gear out of the dryer.
No, you can't put it on anyone else, mate.
Yeah, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, so
But
don't
it was
start
peak.
chatting shit
It was
about.
peak. That was 26 hours. That's how much you mean to me.
Got a room for
No, I'm
free.
joking.
But yeah, it's a hard adjustment to make, isn't it? Like you say, coming back.
It's just like, and as well, you got to think 4 years away. You get used to yourself. Your parents get used to their new situation.
Yeah, of
I'm an
course.
only child as well, so it's like, it's just them two when I'm not here. So when I come back, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm an arsehole, but like,
Well, yeah,
it causes
co-
disruption
not disrespectful,
to their
yeah, yeah.
cultural habits or
Yeah,
whatever.
culture.
Do you know what I mean? So
So
yeah,
what? You just had enough of that, and you had to kind of like you felt, do you know, what, this isn't right for me being back. I
weren't
got to escape
healthy
again.
the way I was like in my head. It was not healthy. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna be going towards. Like I'm gonna get the visa tomorrow. I'm gonna get the visa tomorrow. And then I was like, I'm literally waiting for this visa. So I said to one of my best mates, I was like, look, I think it was like a Wednesday. I was like, if I don't hear by Friday, Saturday I'll book my flight for next week. So then I booked it Saturday to fly Tuesday. Went to Bali, and then that first week, I'm someone that I love being alone. Like I just love my own company, and obviously living with people. Like something that is really weird about me is like in the morning, I hate seeing anyone. Like I will probably spend about 3 to 4 hours in the morning without looking at my phone, like just getting in my own head or whatever. But obviously, when you live with people, it's not like you can be like, "Mum, don't talk to me."
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So going away to Bali, it was just like, and obviously it's quite close to Australia as well. So I was like, I've done most of the journey.
Is that why you picked Bali?
Yeah, because other places I was thinking of was going like Mexico, Costa Rica, but then the journey to get back to Oz would have just been so long. So I was just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the plan now then? So you're actually going to be living in Bali?
So next year, first 6 months, Bali.
Yeah.
Come back to Europe for 3 months.
Yeah.
Then gonna go Dubai, set up my business for 3 months.
You're going to go there, are you?
Yeah, set up the business. You have to do 3 months
So
a year.
we skipped the massive beat here. What do you actually do? Like, I know we know
So
what you do.
I'm an online fitness coach.
Yeah.
So
And a host of your own podcast and that as well.
and I do a podcast around mental health because, as I've mentioned, I battle with my mental health, and for me, I actually do get loads of messages. Like, it's so good that you can just be so open, but for me, it's like it doesn't bother. I know that I'm a strong individual, and like me opening up about it, I think that some people may be like, "Oh, it's weakness," but for me, it's like, well, nothing that I've ever been through is going to be harder than that. So if people are judging me, but it helps one person, in my head, I'm like, I've done a job here. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone could be thinking exactly the way that I was, and this is helping them. So
I think that's just quite an immature thing what we used to be like as kids, didn't it? Like, no one, group of lads, you never chat about this sort of stuff.
Definitely.
Never. But nowadays, where you grow up a little bit, and like you say, you pick your friends, you can surround yourself with like different sort of people, you can chat.
Exactly.
As much as we rip the shit out of each other.
That's what I think's amazing about our group as well. It's like,
We do both.
it's 95% will rip the shit out, but if someone wants to have a proper chat, you know you can pull them, which is just like, I think that's so important to not be scared to have those sort of conversations.
I think it's a rare find to have a group like that where it's all like, we're all quite strong characters in our group. Do you know what I mean? We've got quite like an extended group where everyone's got everyone's got a bit about them, but you can at the same time, you can not even just like one-on-one, you can kind of open up to multiple people at a time in the group. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of have that chat, and don't get me wrong, you'll get a bit of shit. Like, everyone will have a laugh in a to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they got your best intentions.
Yeah,
like,
you never not want to say it
as well. Isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I don't know, someone's struggling with a situation like a bird or something, then it's like, cool, we'll hear about it, but then we're gonna rip you 10 minutes after.
Yeah.
But I think that's like to sugarcoat, like to say it's not that deep. Like it's cool that you've opened up.
We had this recently, didn't we? Where we kind of spoke about mental health recently on the pod, and we said like for us, the best way to go about it is to have a laugh with it.
I think so.
Is to like kind of take the formality out of it. Like,
just don't make it so deep, serious.
Because it hasn't got to be.
Because I think as well, it's like,
it's not got to be intense.
You see, like the "Are you okay" days and shit like that. Like, I think, great, it's good to bring awareness to mental health, but if I take myself back to when I wanted to top myself, if someone said to me, "Oh, how are you doing today?" or "Are you okay?" if I weren't feeling bad on that day, that's just a reminder to me that I'm fucking not in a good place. And then my head's honestly going to spiral after that, and I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, shit. Am I acting a different way? Like, my anxiety's going to go through the roof. Whereas my best mate, like, I would just literally go around his. Some days I'd chat shit to him about vertical farms, which is like basically farms in a building that just goes up, like just random shit. That takes my mind
off the pod.
Huh?
We need to get the skater off the pod.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
No, but it takes my mind off of what I'm going through. So it's like,
of course,
and for me, it's like giving someone time is so much more than someone just being like, "Oh, you're right, mate." Like, if you give me time to talk about anything,
rather than just a text,
than just being like, "Oh, are you okay today?" Like, your time's obviously going to show that you have love for me. When you're going through that, you feel so alone, and you don't feel
like the awareness is hollow unless you're actually like backing it up with some sort of level of support.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not even like, and the thing is like, sometimes I would be forthcoming with how I felt on a certain day or whatever, but most of the time, I don't really. It's like when people have conversations about what they do for work. In my opinion, I don't give a fuck. Like, half of my mates, I don't know what the fuck they do for work because it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the fact of the matter. So when I'm going like round my mates, it's not like I want to pour my heart out and be like, "Oh, I'm so fucking depressed." I just want to talk and be like a normal bloke.
Yeah.
And then the more I am like that, it's like, oh, cool. Like, I feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, it does. It makes a huge difference. But just to get to the base of where that all come from, you said like before, you were fucking really, really struggling with your mental health. That was off the bat because you were in Love Island, right?
I certainly was, for 10 seconds.
What year was that?
2017.
2017.
5 years
Did you watch
deep.
that one?
Looking like things to sell.
Did you watch that one?
Yeah, that was a good one. That was
a good
fair.
one.
To be fair, that was a
That's
good one.
probably the best one. Isn't it?
It probably was.
Like, genuinely, I'm not even
Like,
I'm not even going to say
not being
that.
biased, but
It's not because I was on there, but I'm just saying it's probably the best one.
So how was that? I know we've spoken about it, but like for people listening that like might not ever have a conversation with someone who's been on the show, what was actually like that as an experience?
For me, unreal.
Yeah,
Like genuinely unreal. Like imagine, like what I was 25 at the time. I'm not being funny. If you're getting casted on Love Island, you're gonna have a bit about you. Yeah. So for my ego,
definitely not your haircut.
Yeah.
We'll bring that clip up as well.
we'll make
That'd
sure
be
that's in
literally-
there.
that'd be literally Vince myself. Allow that. But for me, yeah, like that year, 80,000 people applied, and this is what a big thing.
80,000.
That's mental.
Old Trafford,
And they
or
picked
Twickenham.
you.
That's what I mean. But that is what has helped me go in to do what I do now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I
okay,
feel
yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
built different to like if 80,000 people have applied and 30 people get on.
Yeah,
Why the fuck is it me?
Yeah, that's nice,
It
yeah.
means that I've got something different.
You've got something
to
about
these other
you.
melts.
You got
Yeah.
something about you.
But it was like going on holiday with like loads of fit people, and the people in there was actually like most of them was mint. To be fair, like,
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone was a prick. A couple of people, but
Name and shame?
Huh?
Who?
Cam Chris. What?
Oh, really?
Rotted, okay.
Yeah.
Clarty now.
No, but for me, they was just like I know Kem from.
The ends.
I know him through. My best mate's ex-bird was going out with his cousin, so it's like one of those like my
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
dad's
Yeah,
friend's
yeah.
chicken
Going out there
But
goldfish. Yeah.
He's always wanted to be famous or whatever, and I just thought he was the first person. Fair play to him though. I'd rate it. He was the first person to play up to the cameras to then excel his career. So I just think dickhead, but also
Fair play.
congrats, like,
Understand.
you're-
Yeah.
And there's
Mad
a lot of that like playing up to the cameras on there. Like how
I
authentic and staged is it?
So for me, this is
Mental,
God's honest truth. Like I remember I walked through the bedroom once and I was like, fuck me, this looks like Love Island. And then I was like, shit, I am actually on Love Island. Like it's like you do notice that cameras are there, but they're like tucked away. So it's just like I don't know how they do it, but it's like normal life. And I think that my year was like one of the last years where it was just anyone could get on. You didn't have to be an influencer. You didn't
Yeah,
have
now
to,
it's all that, and or
whereas now,
someone's
yeah, it's
famous.
like, oh yeah, we want you have to have at least 80k followers or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But it is a money making machine. Like you can't fault any of them. And if I had my time back, I would have thought more into that because in my last interview, I literally said I don't want to do the PAs. I don't care about being famous. I just want a business off the back of it.
Yeah.
And I think that they
want the opposite of that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they want big characters, don't they?
Do you get
Exactly.
do you get like told like to go chat to certain people, like, or is it sort of like let you crack on, see what you want to
it's more
just throw you in there?
they'll sort of like ask questions about who you're interested in or whatever, yeah. But at the time, it was difficult for me because I had a bird when I was in there, so it's just like
You're the bird when you was in there.
yeah,
What?
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, you must have really wanted that business, hey? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What did you say to your birds to say, "Oh, babe, I'm going to Love Island,
So
but I'm not going to lips anyone"?
So basically, at the time I thought she was love of my life. So we was
so
together.
you went on
watching
Love Island?
season 2. No, listen. At the time, I was watching season 2 with her. Yeah. And then, dickhead. And then I was like, if I weren't with you, I'd go on this.
Yeah,
Then
What? Who says that to their bird?
you're lucky.
Oh, I thought, yeah, you're lucky I'm
What
with
do you
you,
mean?
babe.
You just-
Otherwise, I'd go on there.
no, not lucky I'm with you. I'd just be like, it'd be something that I'd be up
Yeah,
for doing. Do
I'd
you know
be
what
up
I
for
mean?
doing
Like,
that
it weren't
if I
like,
was
oh yeah, if I ain't with you, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It
Well,
was
that's
just
what you
like,
said.
oh, like I'd actually do something like this. Then out of nowhere, she just fucking ended things. And we,
Probably because you
Yeah,
applied
I
to
wonder
Love
why.
Island.
I wonder why.
She saw your email. Congratulations, you're in for the interview.
ITV have just fucking emailed you.
and
What's
we,
going on?
We'd booked to do the East Coast of Australia for a month in January.
Get over it.
So then I did the East Coast,
Yeah.
obviously not with her. And when I was doing it, people was like, oh, have you been on reality TV? Because you'd be decent at that, which put the idea back in my head that I'd said to her. So then literally the day that I landed from doing the East Coast, I just applied because in my head, I'd used all my holiday for that year in the January to do the East Coast. And then I was like, I'm not being chained to a desk for 11 months. So I just applied and then it went from there really.
Yeah.
So
What was the like application process like? Because obviously it's not going to be one interview, is it?
no, so first of all, you do like an online application, send a video in of yourself or whatever. And I was quite lucky because obviously you know I'm boring, but I'd just done the East Coast, so I had a few stories. Then I got a phone call, like telephone interview. Took that, and I thought geezers are gonna take this telephone interview and be like, I'm shagging this person, I've done this X, Y, and Z. I was like, fuck that. Like, I'll just tell you about the type of person I am.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of stories from Oz, not about clanging and banging. Told them that, and they was like, right, come into the next stage. So I was like, yeah, sweet. And it was like, you was sat in a room, it was probably a little bit bigger than this, with 8 lads. And some of these lads, honestly, like, I just knew I had the beating of them. Like, they was like, oh, when I go into the... So in the next room was like the producers, and you'd be in front of a camera, you'd have to do like a interview in front of that. And some of the lads were like, oh, when I go in front of there, should I take my top off without giving me a better chance?
Fuck
and I was actually thinking, I was like, mate, they're either going to like your personality or not. So
Should I
just
take my top off?
Honestly. And I was rinsing all of these. There was 8 lads in there, including myself. So these other 7 lads, I was like rinsing them. And there was a casting agent in the corner, but she was just overseeing what was going on. Nothing, like, he was just like a chaperone, basically.
She wanted to see the reality of what people were like.
No. I think she was just there to sort of be like, oh yeah, cool. Like, I've just got to look after you. Went into the producer meeting, and they was like, I just felt it was like I had a fucking massive the first time I've had a camera in my face, like massive camera in front of me.
That's a weird feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is
Oh,
weird.
mate.
It was so, like, but I'm not talking like these sort of cameras. I'm talking like massive.
Yeah.
Like on the shoulder, fucking.
Yeah, it was like bare intimidating. I was just like, so I sort of clammed up a bit, and I weren't
Casting couch.
I could feel, exactly. I've done that a few times. Do you know what I mean? I didn't feel natural in it at all, and then I didn't hear anything for a while from them. So I was like, obviously I ain't got it. Then that was in the February, I think, and then in April, the casting agent that was sitting in the corner rang me. She was like, I've just gone through your producer meeting. I'm really surprised you ain't been moved through yet, but I've watched that, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it was absolutely shit. Like, but the person you were in the room with the lads, that's something we do want.
Yeah.
And she literally said to me, she was like, we've never done this before, but we want you to come back in to do that round again.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got cherry picked.
So she obviously got sacked that bird, didn't she?
Yeah. She
So I was
fucking
like,
got
fuck
it
yeah,
wrong.
I'll go. And then went back in. And then I was like, I want to be the first one to go in, because obviously there's 8 people.
Yeah, of course.
I think I was like one of the last 2 to go in on the first time. I was like, no, I'm going out, so I want to be the first in. High energy, like bed, whatever. I was like, fuck it, I'll give it everything. I had the 2 producers that were in there, like, just literally just, I think I said something like, I'm like Martin Luther King with my dick, because white girls don't know they're like brown geezers until they meet me.
Oh my God. Wow.
And
I have a
they was
dream.
just lapping it up. Yeah, mad. That was a young me. I've matured since then.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, you don't go for white girls anymore.
yeah, fucking every time. I mean, whatever, yeah. I'll take what I can. But yeah, then I got moved on to the next stage, which was...
Is it quite a stressful process, or just chilled out?
I don't really feel pressure or stress. Everything that I do in life, so my battles with mental health, it's like more... If I say I'm going to do something...
Just do it, yeah.
I just expect it to happen.
All right.
I don't feel any form of success. I don't know, that sounds so weird. Like, anything that I've done, I don't feel like, oh, wow, that's actually sick.
Oh, really?
No.
Why?
Because when I was brought up, it was like nothing's ever good enough. So anything that I do, it's very much, well, I said I was going to do it, so it doesn't bring me any sort of joy.
Oh, you got to give yourself some sort of achievement, though.
Yeah,
like
I know that. Like, it's a really hard battle to have with myself.
Do you still have that then? Like, when you do something well, you're like, yeah, but there is still a step up. So because I didn't quite get to that level, it's not good enough.
I think that whenever I hit a goal, I would say it's less than... Maybe it's a night that I'm like, I'll celebrate this.
Yeah.
But the next day I'm like, right, okay, let's go. There's no enjoying the moment or nothing like that. Like, it is I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because obviously that makes me work harder all the time.
Yeah,
But
it's a difficult one.
Are you enjoying the process a little bit though? Like, of like, say, all right, let's say, go back to jiu. I want to get a blue belt.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying fucking getting there, grafting. But then when you get it, eventually,
If I look back, at things I've done, like I always say, if I look at, like for me, a good life is like, if someone's to write a book about your life right now, would it be a good read?
be blank.
For you, yeah. For me, it's like, I feel like I've done a hell of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that, I'm like, okay, cool. But when I'm in that moment, just after achieving something, I feel nothing.
I'm gonna go a bit Jerry Strimmer. It sounds like you're not enjoying the process of life.
I do. Like, I think because
it sounds like you're in a like. Don't get me wrong. That's a negative. That whole like not celebrating, because you've got to celebrate the wins.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you've got that like achiever mentality, whereas you understand that you've done well, but you know that you can only celebrate it in that short time because there's another step, or there's more to the process.
100%. For me, it's like, if I know I can do something, then I'm bored. Yeah. So I don't want to stagnate. So it's literally like the way my head works is like, okay, that's sick. Let me go out, get fucking pissed up, and then tomorrow, right, new goals. Let's go.
Yeah, start again.
Like, there's no before when I come off Love Island, I only went on there to set up a business, which I did, and I released an app on the App Store. It was like Uber but for personal trainers.
Yeah.
And the day that it took a year, over a year to go onto the App Store with like obviously how I wanted the app to look, marketing, shit like this. The day it went on the App Store, like, that's a fucking mad thing to have your own app on the App Store. I didn't even go out for dinner. Like, I just don't feel. It's so weird. Like, I don't know why my brain doesn't allow it, but I just don't feel any sort of like accomplishment.
You've got to enjoy the small wins.
I think it's like, I genuinely think it's because if I say that I'm gonna do something, I have also got that belief in myself that if I say it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so you manifest it into reality.
I said it was gonna happen, so here we go. Do you know what I mean? That's I think that's. Well, by your reactions, now I know that's fucking weird. But
well, no, it's not weird. I feel like you just need to like. Obviously, you're doing it yourself, but like I feel like you don't gas yourself up. Like I never gas myself up. It's like, but you enjoy this. You got to enjoy the small wins. Like you need to. But you need to. If you're doing something so fucking hard, like tomorrow, I'm competing tomorrow. Yep. Not expecting anything out of it, but because I know I train fucking hard, like 6 days a week. If I do come away with a medal. Bronze, obviously you want gold all the way. But if I do come away with a fucking medal, I'll be like, you know what, fair play, it's my hard work showing off a little bit. Yeah. So I feel like you need to enjoy the fucking.
But I would say from a very young age, I've always been like that. Yeah. I remember I played a lot of sport when I was a kid, and I'd come off the pitch and the dads would be like, "Oh my days, you've had such a sick game there." But all my head would go over would be, I used to play a lot of rugby, so it'd be like if I knocked the ball on. That'd be what I focused on. I'd never focus on, I scored 2-3 tries or anything like that. It'd always be, but that pass was shit, or you knocked the ball on there, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, I've got the same mentality as that. Like I had it a lot of the time where, I'll recognise something good in the moment, and it is literally just in the moment. Like you say, I scored a try, great, but the next play comes along, you knock the ball on, fuming, and that's what sticks with me.
Mine would be, after the match, every good thing that happened in that match would go out. For example...
But that's what I mean. So I'll score a try and I'll be like, great. Once I've done it, great. But...
Are you saying still in the match, though? Because
I'm saying that's what sticks with me.
Right.
So
like... I'm saying, like, years after. Like, I would still think about a certain match... Where I remember
you two were damaged.
Yeah, I swear down.
Bro, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. See, if you kick that camera again, I'm going to kick you.
Down, and it's got me.
These dangly legs.
For me, it's like, I remember my grandma come watch me play football when I was about 12 years old. And I scored 2 goals. And I remember, I don't remember how I scored those 2 goals, but I remember 2 chances, clear as fucking day, that I missed for my hat-trick. And it's things like that, even though... I'm 30 now. That's 18 years ago. I can still remember exactly I don't know why my brain thinks like that. Or
and there you got me. I'm just mentioning the 3-0 MMA fights, and they were like 10 years ago. And I'm showing, oh mate, do you know I do MMA? On YouTube.
But that's the
Every
thing.
day's a win when you're that tall, mate.
Exactly. Cheers, fella.
But that's a more healthy mentality to have, I think, because I think, like you say, Nath will just kind of have that moment where he'll literally pressurize himself to try and achieve something that, granted, it's achievable, but you're constantly going to strive for something else. Yeah. Do you find yourself like, do you have that because you compare yourself to other people's success?
Never.
It isn't. It's all just your own personal battle.
I don't give a fuck. But if I know, like for me, it's like
you can do better.
Yeah, because if I achieve something, I know I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas whatever's above that, I don't know that I can do it. So I want to take myself to that level. Yeah, that's the way my brain just works. It's constantly. Sometimes with work, I will stagnate and I'll be like bored out of my head, like genuinely bored out of my head, like, and I'll start to question, is this for me? But that's when I start asking myself that, it's because I know I'm not trying to grow, and become more like. But it is, I'd say it's a blessing and a curse, because obviously that's going to take me to more levels in my life, but also it's a lot harder for me to enjoy certain things. Like, for example, if I look back on this year, I've been like travelled to 9 countries this year, which for me is something. If someone told me 2-3 years ago when I started coaching, like, oh yeah, you're going to be helping fucking hundreds of people and travelling around the world, I'd be like, sick. And looking back on that, I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool, but I don't know. It's just it is what it is. That's
so you can recognise it as a win, but you won't ever like dwell on it and like
not as much
celebrate
not as much as I'll dwell on negatives.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I'm a negative person.
No.
But just like, I just think my focus is like, fuck, I could have done that better. Or, as I say, once a goal is achieved, it's just very much like, boom, that doesn't matter now because I've done it. Yeah. Like, so, but again, I think it's because if I say, not in the sense of like, oh, I'm Conor McGregor, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, Mystic Mac.
Yeah, it's not like that, but it's like, I just expect, if I say that I can do something, I just expect it from myself. Yeah. So I put a lot of pressure on myself in that sense.
I think that's what it is at the end of the day, isn't it?
So you still had that in those kind of like the interview stages of the Love Island thing. So when you got through that like one round, you're like, I knew I
got the call to say I was going on Love Island, and I was like, yeah, sweet. And the girl on the end of the phone was like, you don't really sound too excited about that. She told me that I was going to be a bombshell rather than starting, and I was like, oh yeah, it's probably because I'm going to be a bombshell. It's like when you go in later in the...
like Castor Moore vibes.
Yeah, Castor Moore vibes. Yeah. But then now I look back at it, it's genuinely because when I applied for that show, in my head I was like, why wouldn't I get on there?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's not arrogance, it's just like... just
self-belief.
Belief in myself. Like
there is a big difference between those two, by the way. Yeah. Like arrogance and self-belief.
Yeah. So I just think it is what it is, really.
Yeah.
And when, like, once I applied, there weren't really any doubt in my mind that I would get on there.
Yeah.
Like,
but when you did actually kind of get that call and have that kind of announcement that, you're going to be on Love Island, you're going to come as bombshell, whatever you said was, and then, like, this is the date that you're going to come in. Did that kind of fill you with, like, did you get any, like, anxiety or nerves or just, like, a little bit of excitement? Or was it just, like, I don't know, we're just going to go in there and see what it is?
No. Like, it was just genuine, like, I just like doing cool shit. And for me, cool shit is doing things that not a lot of people have done. Yeah. So for me, there weren't really, like, it weren't nerves, because at the end of the day, not to be big-headed, but the evidence that I'd had previously showed, right, cool, you've pulled fit birds in the past, you will pull fit birds in the future. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, well, you're going on the show with fit birds. Yeah. So that's
the premise of the show.
Is to do that. So the evidence in your past shows that you do it. So why wouldn't I be confident? Why would I be nervous? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know I can draw a bird. So
yeah. Stick man. I shit myself with that sort of thing. I'd never be able to do that.
Like, it honestly did not faze me at all. And I think that as well is like, when I was telling my mates, their reaction was so different to mine. Mine was like, yeah, sweet. But they was literally like, fucking, what would probably be later when England win against France. Do you know what I mean? Like, going fucking berserk. Yeah. Like, and I remember I was seeing my ex-missus at the time, and I had to tell her I'd been told that was going on there. Told her.
Oh yeah, because you had a girlfriend all this time.
I said to her, I was like, look, because she broke up with me, so I was like, look, I've got something to tell you. You're probably not going to like it.
Oh, right, so yeah.
And the first thing that she went to was, which one of my mates have you shagged?
Oh,
I was like, which one haven't I? No, I'm joking, I'm virgin. And then...
Yeah, we've seen you try to
Yeah, no, they come to me though, don't they? Do you know what I mean? Venus flytrap. And then literally told her, she starts bursting into tears because I'm obviously going on there. Then my mate's bird, she jumps over my shoulder. I didn't even know she was in the bar that was in. Jumps, yes! I was like, fucking hell. Like, can you not see she's literally in tears in front of you? It's just like a mad situation. But yeah, I just was like, yeah, it is what it is.
But that was, so Love Island was the experience that kind of flipped your life from what it was to what it is now.
I think that it just showed me what I believed the whole time. I always knew that I was more than just a desk in front of me.
Yeah.
And beating 80,000 people to go on the show.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
That then taught you actually are built different. Yeah, you are more than that. So off the back of that, it just sort of gave me the belief that you can do things that, because most people are in 9 to 5s or whatever, yeah? But that gave me the belief. It was like, well, you can actually do other things that a lot of people aren't doing.
It goes back to that point you made before when you were talking about like being stagnant. A lot of people kind of get caught in that trap of just being stagnant in their life at the minute.
And settled.
Yeah, exactly that.
100%.
That's exactly it though. They don't want to get out of that like comfort that they're in.
Well, that's it. Yeah, don't take myself out of the comfort zone. Did you get any when all was said and done in that show for you? Did you get any stick coming out, or was you like
Bears?
Did you?
Mate,
people were fucking horrible, weren't they?
They're horrible.
No,
mate.
but the thing is like, you obviously know what I'm like. But for me, you can say anything to me. Like, I think,
I'm quite thick-skinned as well.
do you know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't care. People have been like, I'm not going to say that I've been racially abused or whatever. I have by one cunt. I'm not going to lie, but
yeah.
Casual racism, not that it's okay, but it's like, it's not like I'm going to be like, or people judging the way that I look, or taking the piss out of our dress or whatever. That's never going to affect me, because I think I don't give a fuck. But it was like more when I was going out after it, people would look at me, and I've always had people look at me, not because I'm paying, but I am paying, but not because I am paying. It's more because I'm obviously tall. So people will be like, "Oh, fucking hell, he's tall."
How tall are you again?
6'5". Don't worry about it. I think I was about your height when I was 10 years old.
Look at the acid being front.
You see his sassy little finger then as well. You see his sassy little finger then.
Yeah, I just gave him like
trying to gas him up.
Yeah, trying to gas him up a little bit.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Fucking read the signs, son.
6'5".
Read the signs.
6'5".
Yeah.
But I noticed more and more people like looking at me
After the show.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And then
Noticing you.
I didn't even really use Twitter, and it was actually fucking hilarious. But some bloke see me in Zara maybe like 3 days after I'd come back from Spain, where Love Island is, and he took a picture of me in Zara, tweeted it, and was like, Nathan returning all the gear that he didn't wear whilst he was on Love Island. Which is fucking
That's good chat.
That's good, isn't it?
That's good chat.
But in my head, I was literally thinking like, I've been on the show like 10 days, and now I've got fucking weirdos taking pictures of me.
Yeah.
I'd go out with my missus after, and like people would be like, "Oh, can I take a picture?" And then everyone would be asking the same questions. And in my head, it's like, you've probably never met someone that's been on the show that can tell you this before, but I never really considered how that would make my missus feel, because obviously the time that I was meant to be with her, I was talking to people that was like, "Oh, what's it like? Blah 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 blah."
Did you lips anyone on the show, by the way?
Absolutely.
What, on camera?
Yeah, boy.
And what did your missus say about that?
I told her before I was going in, I was like, "Look, it is the name of the game to do that."
Yeah.
I said I would never be going on here if you didn't break up with me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say no to this opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
That's what you're there for.
100%. Like, I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, can propel my career. So we'll see what happens. And she weren't happy about it, but
Well, at least you're going out together now.
I think she's like 4 or 5 fucking birds back, mate.
Oh wow.
Wow. Hello. Okay. Yeah, big shot.
He gets about.
Well, no, I've just had a fair few girlfriends, innit?
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
How many years ago was that?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite bad, isn't it? One every year, pretty much.
Mate, in my 20s, I've been in 9 years worth of relationships.
Have ya?
That's fucked, isn't it?
I've only had 2.
Between 4 girlfriends.
I've had 1 girlfriend and 1 situationship.
You've had loads of situationships.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, to be fair, I think I've had in my 20s.
Australia don't count.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, don't fuck it then. We're talking about
Australia don't count. Sweet. I'm still on 2.
mate. Nath, thanks. Thanks for coming in, mate.
I've enjoyed.
It's been
We'll
a
have to do
pleasure,
it
mate.
again.
Yeah, we will
Yeah.
because you got
Fred
a
was
lot.
late, wasn't he?
I was only 4 minutes late.
Was you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 4 minutes late.
It doesn't matter.
But look, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Because I want to touch next time. I want to touch more on. We should go down. I know we touched a bit today, the mental health side, but I think it is important.
Yeah, 100%.
Even if, like, I'm not talking about not even talking about us, just like shit that people could actually do.
Yeah.
To, like, help. Like, just a quick summary.
Yeah,
Let's say on your shit days, how do you deal with it and what gets you out of bed? Like, this is what I need to do. This is my 1, 2, 3 steps. Like on your I feel over fucking wrong today. Like, what do you actually do?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah, I'm asking that now. Yeah.
If I feel shit, I'm literally doing something that the worst thing that I could think of doing. That's what I'm going to do.
That's David Goggins shit. I know.
No, because
Stay
in my
hard.
head, like say, like people are obsessed with ice baths at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they think that's going to make them a millionaire or whatever. But for me, if I get in an ice bath for 10 minutes, I'm telling myself, get the fuck out of the ice bath. Yeah, that's the shit voice in my head that's trying to like just make my life comfortable, easy, bollocks, yeah? Whereas if I can overpower that, then sweet. And like, so it's like days where it's like, oh, fucking hell, I feel like absolute shit. I can't bother to go to the gym.
You go
and
gym.
It's like, go fucking gym.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Because then in your head, you're like, well, even if I'm telling myself I'm an absolute prick for all day, every day, I can overpower that voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's if I described my mental health battle, it was like there's a devil and an angel on your shoulder, and with every negative thought, it gives the devil power, and then that is what took me to like wanting to take my life. Like it was just like the angel had nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas like the more shit that you do where you don't want to do it, like it's gonna build up the strength.
100%.
100%. I heard a like a theory recently where it was like you need to have an inner drill sergeant. So you need to have like a drill sergeant that's saying to you, get the fuck up. Because you know when you have those mornings where you're like, especially now where it's cold and stuff, you're like, oh.
They're minging waking up.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. First time I saw ice in my car for 3 years on Monday. Or when was it? Wednesday.
Wednesday
I
minus
literally
6.
thought, I was like, this is
coldest
hell.
temperature I've had in 4 years.
Yeah, Minghausen.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. But that's why you need that drill sergeant.
Yeah.
You need that part of you. You need to like recognise it and have the discipline to actually listen to that
I
person.
agree with that, but I also think that like people think that to be on top of your mental health is like an everyday thing. Like I would say I'm very regimented through the week, yeah? And then the weekends are like my rest day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll have like 2 days off over a weekend where it's like I'm not like on gym or whatever. Like I refuse to train at a weekend because I think that's when that's my free time. I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But then I'm on my shit through the week.
Yeah,
I think because otherwise you'll just be like too wrapped up in it.
Slippery
and too
slope.
obsessed. Yeah.
It's a slippery
It's like,
slope.
oh fuck, I've not jumped in the ice bath today. I feel like an absolute dickhead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas you're just associating missing that with you having a bad day.
Yeah.
The reality is, it's like, nah, it's just whatever you do consistently, which is more often, that's gonna make you feel better.
That's
Ledge.
better.
Nave, fucking love you. Appreciate this. We'll do this again.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Good to have you
mate.
back. Hopefully you're here for a bit longer.
Yeah.
And
I will be.
hope you fuck off the
I
party.
enjoyed it,
soon.
boys. Let's go and have some beers.
100%.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cheers, Sam.
Love you, mate.
Cheers, people. Peace.